this gathering got his name? Okay, you gonna hold it up?
Teaching lesson.
Start off with Joseph.
All right. So,
Do
you
the
listen
Price
to
is
the
Right
you listen
pose.
to my dad's interview. You get positioning on him. I keep rolling. My dad's answering of questions. He will say that he asked Cody, he asked him how we got our names. Story's got a few of you. But you'll hear it. So I guess I got mine because of my mom's father, who was actually called Sebastian, but his name was Sebastian, but according to them, he's being called Steve all the time. When it came to time for Joe, my father's father, Chester, suggested to him hey, you haven't named anybody after me yet. My dad's name was Chester. He said, well, that name? He goes, well, how about my dad's name with my name then? So his father of these 12 was Joseph.
Yeah.
The Rose. So Joseph got from his great-grandfather and his grandfather his name of Joseph Chester.
Laser pointer.
Part 1. Now,
Part 1.
we're going to have a quiz, remember? Joseph's father was John. John was a judge in western Minnesota.
No, I didn't.
And how many know this? Cody, you can correct me on this.
He still got
Make
it.
it light.
Cody's educated me a long time ago. Anyway, there's 2 of all those lakes in Washington, 10,000 lakes, 2 that are, or Minnesota, what did I say?
2.
Okay.
How many you
North
Not
had?
Washington.
North and
Yeah,
south.
Minnesota.
You were
There's
listening
north
earlier.
and south
Oh, yeah, I paid
Rothwell
attention.
lakes. Because he was a pretty important person, had lots of acreage. Unfortunately, passed on to Joseph later on, and then we had the Depression. My dad will mention it in his interview that he lost everything back then. With us, there's 6 of us, and Joseph outdid that. Joseph never even got married until he's 42 years old to Rose. He was 42 years old.
There's still time for you guys.
Oh, there's still hope.
All you guys. Still time.
And they end up having 12 kids.
Holy crap.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
41. Last 2 are twins. Some of you know that we have a cousin named Big Ben Rothwell. Well, he's
yeah.
been in the UFC, been top 5 for many years, was IFL. Before that, I think is what it's called. Is that what it is? And now he's into what's called bare knuckle stuff. 270 pounds, 6'3", 6'3", Big Ben. He's a champion, bare knuckle stuff, heavyweight. His grandpa, Charlie, great grandpa. Yeah, which was a brother to our grandpa, Chester. Oh, one more little tidbit. If I missed, if you have anything else you can add to it. George had 3 daughters. Had 3 daughters, and like some of us when we were younger. Well, he's going to church with the family and wouldn't start, so he gets underneath the hood and opens up for the carburetor, pours a little bit of gas there, and the older daughter's pumping, tells her to pump the brakes. It exploded on him, and he ran down the road, and he didn't survive. About 4, 5, 6 days later, he passed. But come to the rescue was Raymond. Raymond ended up marrying his wife a few years later, because neither one of them had a partner at that time, and had a couple sons. We went back to Cody and I, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Yes. One of the first places we stayed at was Big Ben's parents. What were they doing?
Still workers.
Out at the yacht club stuff. They were, Anyway, they called Big Ben, to open the doors up for them over there. No, they were catering. She's a caterer. So they had a yacht club stuff, and we had a good time with them for a while. But they had another couple hours, so she called up the UFC fighter, Big Ben. First time we ever met the guy. Cody and I, we met 50 to 70 different Rothwells we had never met before at the gatherings. Pretty cool stuff. And so here's Big Ben, opening the door for us, and he really got into the genealogy stuff. He really did connect it with Cody. And but we also went to Raymond's, who knew my dad really well. Forrest is his name. Went to his place. Got a lot of land, a couple different places. Into hunting like my dad. Built his own house, and on and on and on. So he gave us a story about these guys a lot too. And we met one of them. I think one of these guys are still alive. Can I add one more thing too? Civil War. Joseph did not fight, but Grandpa's dad also was in the
What
military.
side?
And Grandpa was in the military.
What
I
side?
think he might have been in during World War II, possibly. He got a little bit in trouble too, and they ended up. I don't even give details on that one. He killed a guy. He may have with one of the guys in the service. Hey, sorry guys, it's in the genes. It's in the genes, the Rothwell genes. They got into fist fight stuff, I guess, and the guy didn't survive. He was put into an institution for a little while. But in order to get out, his wife's his wife's parents had that 193 acres.
We had our
And
feet
so
in
they
it.
talked to the judge, what have you, and said, hey, we will make sure, because they ended up talking about self-defense with the fight, what have you, I guess. So the 193 acres went their way, and he learned a lot from his mother's father, of course, than my father and his
That's why I
brother
said
Phil.
surprising,
By the
huh?
way, there's Chester Phillip. Well, he named his first son Chester, the second son Philip. They were so close for a long time, like a year and a half apart. So if you guys want to throw me that glove, I'm going to do one more part.
I think your sign holders, like, you should be going like this.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah, like, there you go. Just like showing the pictures.
Rob, you gotta put this glove on.
That was it?
Okay.
There we go. How should we be?
Him and Philip, I just talked about. I think their younger brother Gene had to go chase the balls down all the time. You know, besides all the milking the cows and this and that, every once in a while they'd get out and use the back of the barn for a backstop, and they'd be pitching to each other. Anyway, he became, so talk about him a little bit, besides the table tennis stuff and how he learned that chopstick style and got so good, I forgot, I didn't really ask him that, I wish I would have. How did you, because he certainly wasn't playing that back in, a small town of Elma, so it must have been in the service, he picked it up from somebody and just got good at it. But as far as playing ball, they started when they were young kids. And so when my dad got out of the service, they ended up going over to right outside Minneapolis called Brooklyn Park. We lived on a road called
Diane, push that thing
Winnicke
over.
Avenue. Went to Edgewood Elementary School. Remember all that? I was just a sandlot. I left my brothers and sisters
Snap to
most
it.
days.
You like this card,
Got
right?
with Jackie and Greg and all them. It was just baseball day after day after day.
It's not my beer.
But he got on a team. He got on a team that was one of the top teams. I think it was Bud Tavern or something like that. And there's newspaper clippings. Cody's got some of them. We're trying to find one in particular. But the one that Cody does have, besides this question answers deal, he's done the genealogy book stuff. And in that, I have read about one softball game, because he's got the articles. Same thing with this pickleball, or this ping pong stuff. By the way, I was showing Dad this pickleball when I was with him at night one time, because the Mariners weren't on. Watched a lot of Mariner games with him, and he was really intrigued. He's thinking, man, I could have learned how to play that game, because he got into tennis instead, what have you. But this pickleball is a lot smaller deal. He was intrigued. I was explaining about the kitchen and all this stuff that has to go with pickleball. But as far as softball, I read an article the other night where they had it was opening day game, one season, and they won 19-4 or something like that. And of course they had his name every time there's a game. His name was in there for whatever he did. But he had gone 5 for 5. He had 3 home runs, and 2 of those home runs were in 1 inning. So they went around the order. In 1 inning, hit 2 home runs. Well, Joe knows about, I've heard it many times too, and I saw this article, now we're trying to locate it, where, I don't know if the record was 4 or if it was 5.
It was 5.
Okay, so the record was 5 home runs in 8
Back then
games.
was with the wooden bat,
Wooden
not
bat.
these aluminum.
So it was 5 home runs was the record. He had put over his 4th home run in a game. So when it's his 5th time, those guys didn't want him to break this record. I don't know if they knew this guy didn't want it to happen or tie the record. So they're trying to walk him. Well, I was going outside. And the story is they flipped the bat over to him that wasn't his, because he wasn't a very big guy. At that time, I thought he was back then when I was 7, 8, or 9, watching what he was doing. He's about 5'8" back then, probably 165, 170 pounds.
But all
So it's-
all farm muscle.
Yeah. The guy that was competing with him a lot for the home run lead every year, I think was like 6'4", 6'5" guy named Moose something. And here, my dad, how competitive he was. Anyway, so they flip him a bat that's bigger than what he normally would use. I don't know if he had 3 balls or whatever the deal was.
Yeah, it was 3-0.
Yeah, so anyway.
He just stepped out.
I guess he didn't. They didn't call it over, stepping over the plate or whatever.
And
so
well,
he
see,
reached-
hang on. His teammates said, Rocky, here. They brought him a longer wood bat. He said, swing, whether you get 2 strikes or not, swing at the outside. They're trying to walk him on purpose.
Yeah.
So on the first outside, the next outside pitch, which would have been ball 4, he stepped to right field, and the wind was kind of blowing out to right. Hit the top of the fence. You got that triple out of it. You got 19 total bases.
in a game, 5 at bats.
For a guy that was maybe 5'8", 160 at the time.
Anyway, as that's going on, I'm the oldest, so can you imagine my mom? I mean, I think she had 6 of us in 7.5 years. Can you imagine her sitting watching? Oh, another story. My mom.
Hey, for the record, that's what she gets.
My mom, in the interview, correct me if I'm wrong, Cody, she said besides hopscotch and what have you when she was younger as a teenager, what did she like doing? Well, she said, because across the street with the ball field, she liked to watch the boys play ball. Little did she know that later, all the boys, who was she watching? Hit these home runs and all that. For me, I was the oldest, so I'm going to say 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we came out when I was 10 out to Washington. So I thought my dad was huge when I was a little guy at that time. Watching him hit these balls out, and I was just admiration of, wow, that's my dad. At the end of every game, remember Joe, Ron were younger, smaller at that time, and Kevin. I just said, Mom, is it okay if we go now? Is it okay if we go now? So like some of you guys that are coaching, as a, whatever, it was 7 years, I went around those bases pretending like I was dad. Ran around those bases, slid into home and kicked up the dust, and all those teammates of his just, just for fun. Rocky, can you get control of your kid? And but you know what? Again, what's nice to know is stuff that's been carried on, like the table tennis. We saw a lot of different ones playing the other night, and the same thing is with this sport. I mean, we've got probably now after my dad 3 generations because we got Clayton playing ball now, and I've watched Isaiah hit left-handed, and yeah, Red's playing ball. So is Hadley. I mean, all these younger ones are playing besides the ones in between us and them. Joe, by the way, Joseph Chester. He has over at the high school. I didn't know it until I went to watch one game. And I thought I was good. I mean, I did play college ball, but his name is on the plaque over there. Joe's is because they had the average. I don't know how that kept going or not, but every year who had the highest batting average. I don't know what year it was, but Joe's got his. Whereas you know what I got, Rob? You know what I got one year? They gave me this bat besides getting Gold Glove award. They drilled holes. They drilled holes in this bat. So I get both these awards at the same time. They drilled holes in this bat, my buddies that played with me, because I think it was my sophomore year. And there's one pitcher that probably struck me out 7 times, a left-hander too. I could not figure that dude out. He had this ball that just sunk at the end. Then his fastball carried him. I had 17 strikeouts that year. So I got the most strikeout award along with it. That's my sophomore year. And we got better after that.
I thought he was talking about
Joe
the
got
holes when he
highest
got a
average
SWAT.
and I get
Yeah, he
not
won't mention
pitching
that.
wise, but hitting wise.
It's about your dad, isn't
Hey,
it?
you won that award.
Yeah.
Where we are? Where we going?
Bring it back to
Bring it back
Dad.
to Dad. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Get off your pedestal.
Get off today. Strikeouts.
Struck out. Anyway,
Hey, yay! Next.
Dad's old glove.
Next.
Back in
Rob,
Wisconsin.
feel that glove.
That's a man's glove there.
What do you want me to do?
You would have made a few more errors with that one.
I couldn't make any more than I already made.